Hey, this is Akebono Gregory Monovich Jr. This is show number 207th, recording on May 25th, 2015, on Memorial Day, right smack on the middle of Memorial Day, actually towards the end. So just wanted to take a moment to remember all of our troops, past and present, who gave the ultimate sacrifice for their life, and you're much appreciated here from the Akebono radio program, and we wish all the family and friends who have lost one in their life that this is the day to remember. I actually had to put out a reminder a couple weeks ago that please don't thank me on Memorial Day. Yes, I am a veteran, but that doesn't mean to thank me, because that's not what Memorial Day is about. It is about remembering the ones who have passed. So nothing drives me more nuts when I hear people actually say Happy Memorial Day, or, you know, thank you for your service on Memorial Day. No, that's what Veterans Day is for. So if you're one of those out there that do that, just a little bit of correction. So what's been going on? The recap here. Just been dealing with a lot, not so much a lot of birthdays, but just doing the birthday stuff again this month, and just hanging out with friends and family. I'm trying to find the right words for that, but I'm bombing seriously. So, all right, let's move into something more fun. Let's cancel the weekend recap. No, I'm just kidding. What else is happening? Lightning playoffs. Very, very exciting right now here in Tampa. No, not Tampa Bay. In Tampa. We went through the playoffs with Detroit, Montreal, and now the New York Rangers. And I was at a concert last night, so I didn't get to watch the game, but we got the updates in the middle of it. But I'll tell you what concert that is here in a little minute. But it was actually at the Ice Palace where the concert was, so the Lightning were playing away. They were actually playing away in New York. One of the games I loved, Tyler Johnson got a hat trick, which I think was the first in Lightning history. So that's a pretty big deal. And so he got a hat trick, and Marty of St. Louis actually assisted in one of the goals. So it was like, thanks Marty, thanks for helping out on that one. We really do appreciate it. What else is going on here? I took the girls to Universal Studios. Now, I actually had all three girls at one time, which is very, very rare. That doesn't happen that much, because my oldest one's in town from school, from college, and she really wanted to go. And even though she didn't have a pass, we went ahead and decided to make a deal and split up the tickets three ways, and I wanted her to come along, and we ended up having a great day. Try out a new ride. I mean, new to me. I know it's been out probably for a couple of years now, but did the Minion ride, and that's like a 3D big screen. I think Johnny something was in that one time. I forget exactly what it was, but rode some of the coasters, and I tell you, Universal has changed their policy on riding roller coasters. So this is just a heads up, and I know Disney's doing it well. First of all, ditch the selfie sticks if you're one of those. How can I put it a nice way? Funny people who have a selfie stick, but you cannot take a selfie stick on a ride anymore, and they won't even allow hats, keys, cell phones, anything metal. So they're telling you now, go ahead and put it in a locker before you get on the ride, because they will wand you down and make you go through a metal detector. Now, at first, I thought it was a security thing, and it might well be still a security thing. However, at the same time, they at least were able to tell me that the reason why they're doing this is because too many people are actually losing stuff on their ride, and they're having to stop the entire ride if somebody gets whacked in the face with somebody's sunglasses that's sitting in front of them. A few years ago, we actually had the roller coaster stopped because someone lost their leg. And I might have talked about it on an old podcast, but yeah, some dude lost his prosthetic leg on the Fire and Ice roller coaster. And there are signs everywhere. If you have prosthetic limbs, you cannot ride a roller coaster. So they actually had to stop the whole ride to go scour the area to find his leg because these things aren't cheap. But he decided to go on them anyway, so we had to wait for him. So thanks a lot. So at first I was kind of like, this sucks, man. I don't have to put my stuff in a locker every time, but it actually works out well because it discourages people from getting on the ride. We got on Hulk like in a record like 3 minutes, if that. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, we could have easily went back on, and that's what's happening. I mean, I saw some people arguing about it, this and that. But, yeah, so they're doing that Universal. I know they're even starting to do it at Disney, like on Thunder Mountain Railroad. They actually have a sign that actually says no selfie sticks, because what's happening is people are getting whacked because they lose a hold of them or they get too close to the outer walls of some of these roller coasters. It gets knocked out of their hand, and then somebody ends up getting hit in the back. So not cool. Plus, if you're using a selfie stick, you need to go see a psychiatrist because you've got a touch of narcissism there. But I know I might get some flack on that. You judging. What else been happening? Oh, I finished up the series Lost. WTF, people. I've been marathoning that on Netflix for the last couple months, and I am so glad I watched this on Netflix. I could not imagine watching this as a series week in, week out, having to deal with commercials, having to wait the entire week, having to wait between seasons. Very, very compelling show. Very, very weird ending. For those of you who have not seen it, I will not spoil it. I really appreciated the show. I really did like it, and fell in love with Angeline Lilly. She's one of the characters on Lost. She's also in The Hobbit, so kind of like I did the reverse when I saw her on the show. I was like, oh, it's that chick in The Hobbit. But yeah, what a well-written, character-based show. But I could see how that drove people nuts having to wait all the time. And the reason why I didn't watch it back then is I was into another drama series that was out at the same time called Battlestar Galactica. I did try watching Lost at the time when it was, on air. And I watched a couple episodes and really liked it. And then I missed a few episodes. And then I was literally lost with what the heck was going on. I really understand it's one of those shows that you do have to watch every single show. And that's why Netflix was perfect. I had finished up another series on Netflix, and this is one of those that was in the queue, one of those, oh, I can't believe you haven't seen it. But there's so much good TV out there right now. I'm kind of getting tired of people saying, oh, I can't believe you haven't seen it, because there's just so much to watch out there right now. Like, TV is becoming the new movie, and it needs to be, and it's not so much it needs to be. I'm glad it is. It's competition. It makes movie making better. It makes TV making better. But I do like the TV series a little more because you can get deeper into the story, deeper into the characters and stuff. I mean, it's like when I finished up the Netflix series of Daredevil. I mean, wow, what a fantastic show. Speaking of Netflix, I finally got my 4K to work on my 4K TV. No kidding, huh? Well, I had a media device that already had 4K content on it that I got with my Samsung TV when I purchased it. But I could not get Netflix for the life of me to stream 4K. Well, something in me said, duh, try the app actually on the TV, because what I was doing, I was trying to stream it through my Xbox One. I was trying to stream it through my PS4, and it works, but the 4K wasn't kicked in, and you actually have to pay for 4K. There's only a few programs out on 4K on Netflix right now, but just a heads up, you do have to pay for it. But no matter what I did, I could not get it to work. Well, it finally turned out, the game consoles, or even your Apple device, if you have the Apple TV, don't support 4K right now. But if you play it natively through the application that's built into your smart TV, voila, 4K. So I watched an episode of Daredevil. That looked outstanding. What I was really impressed with is YouTube does have 4K content, and I watched some of these nature videos, relaxing videos of a beach and stuff. People go out there and professionally record this stuff and put it out there, like Tranquility, and a lot of people use their GoPros that have 4K capability. But some of them, like this one guy I subscribed the channel to, he's recorded on his GoPro, but professionally done. Like nice, slow panning, not jarring. You can tell that he wasn't walking around this thing with just his hands and filming stuff. There was a lot of creativity put into this. So I was really happy to actually see some 4K content working on my TV. And then this Memorial weekend, just hung out with some friends on Saturday. Did a barbecue thing at their house. Yesterday, took my niece ice skating, and then I did go see the Rush concert. Now this was my first time seeing Rush. I'd never seen them before, and I tell you what, I couldn't be happier than a school kid on a Saturday. To me, one of the finest rock and roll bands of all time. Musically, I don't think nobody else can touch these guys as far as their playing ability. I'm not going to sit here and debate about who's a better band because there's a lot of great bands out there. But I think as far as their music play goes, it's hard to touch. I've never seen Geddy Lee play the bass like a bass player, and Alex Lifeson on the guitar just wailing like crazy. And then, of course, Neil Peart on the drum kit. Unbelievable performances by those three gentlemen, how much music comes out. And I really was eager to go see these guys because supposedly they are retiring. They've been together for 40 years. They're actually calling it the R40 tour. They're getting ready to retire, and this is going to be their last hurrah before they, go out and enjoy themselves. I mean, they're all in their mid to late 60s now, and I know a lot of guys never hang it up, but hey, enjoy retirement. You'll be missed. I have to admit, I only knew like maybe half the songs because they've got something like 25 albums out there. But they started out with their more current stuff, like Angel Clockwork, which I have, their last album, and then went backwards in time. And they did 3 sets, and no openers for them. It was just them, but they did 3 sets. So there was 2 intermissions in the concert, so it was great. My head was throbbing after I got out of there because Geddy Lee can still hit those high notes, and it was very, very loud. But musically, just unbelievable sound, and just really, really enjoyed it. And then I tell you, I had planned on not working out today on Memorial Day. I just wanted to relax, and that was my goal. And so far, that plan is working because I woke up at the ripe time of 7 a.m. I just can't sleep in no matter what. I thought I'd get a nap in today, but that didn't work out either. It's only 5 o'clock, but from like 7 to 2 o'clock, I gamed. I have not gamed in so long. I finally finished up a game that I bought a while ago, Resident Evil. It was just a remake of a original PlayStation game, and then it was later re-released and remastered on the GameCube, and then remastered once again for the Xbox One, PS4. But I played it on my Xbox One, and the funny thing about this game, I've always been a big fan about Resident Evil. It took me probably 25 to 30 hours to play through the game, and that was cheating. That was using a guide. I used a guide to help me out because there's some puzzles and some places on the map I had no idea where to go. But thanks to the internet these days, people got stuff posted out there. This one guy had a video, which I used extensively. But it took me that long to finish the game, pretty much cheating. And then you can play another character from a different point of view of the game. But no, I'm done. I had enough. I wanted to get that done before E3 because E3 is coming up right around the corner. And those of you who are not familiar with what E3 is, it's the biggest gaming convention on the planet that happens every year in Los Angeles, where everything and anything about video game news is coming out. Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, a lot of the big software developers, surprises about new hardware all get thrown into your face for this big week-long celebration that they have out there. And it's not open to the public, so don't think you can fly out to LA and say, hey, I'm going to E3. Unless you work in the game industry or you're a journalist is the only way that you can get in. So I just really wanted to get this game knocked out before E3 kicks off, and I'm going to just get bombarded with a whole bunch of games. And like I said, it's been a long time since I've really just sat down and played a video game. I play 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there, and this isn't one of those kind of games you can do that. So I just drank coffee and just marathon through the rest of Resident Evil this morning, and then hung out with some friends this afternoon to do some barbecuing. They're taking off for the Lightning game, but I wanted to do a podcast, so I'm here talking to you guys now. And then Game of Thrones, of course, is tonight. So just chilling. And tomorrow, starting week 4 of P90X. Yep, that's still happening. I have not taken a day off from training in probably about 3 weeks. So that was another one of my goals today, was just to relax and not work out, because even yesterday I did the Spartan training with my buddy and then took my niece ice skating. So to me, that was pretty much like a 2 a day. And I tell you, I was out of gas ice skating. So was she. The rink is open for an hour and a half on Sundays. We stayed exactly an hour because it'd been a while since I skated, been a few weeks, and then we were doing a lot of the hockey stops and practicing, and that wears you out. I mean, just doing that, I was like dripping sweat by the time we got off the ice and sat on the bench to take off our shoes. So that about will wrap up the recap. That's what's pretty much been happening on our end. So let's jump into news items and pop culture. All right, starting out with some movie news. A Boba Fett movie might be in the works here for a Star Wars spinoff movie. They already announced the Star Wars Rogues that I talked about a couple weeks ago. They haven't officially announced a trailer for it, though. You know, it's still got that cell phone video out there on YouTube. So anyways, the Wrap reports that a second Star Wars anthology film would revolve around the origins of the galaxy's most notorious bounty hunter, Boba Fett. The story comes after last week's news that Disney and Lucasfilm have parted ways with director Josh Trank over his erratic behavior during production of the 20th Century Fox Fantastic Four reboot. But Boba Fett, pretty quick background here, he's a Mandalorian soldier who was trained by his father, Jango Fett, and became a professional bounty hunter. He would often work with Jabba the Hutt and occasionally Darth Vader in the Empire. Boba Fett appeared briefly in The Empire Strikes Back and has captured Han Solo in the Cloud City and Return of the Jedi, where he was under the command of Jabba the Hutt on Tatooine. Several different actors have been considered. Michael Fassbender of X-Men, Aaron Paul, Taron Egerton, who was the Kingsman Secret Service. That was another fantastic movie, by the way. Have been rumored to consider the role of Boba Fett, but none have been confirmed. The first standalone movie, the Star Wars anthology Rogue One, will be released a year after Star Wars The Force Awakens and will be directed by director Gareth Edwards, who did Godzilla. And the rumor cast is said to be Felicity Jones, Ben Mendelsohn, Sam Claflin, and Riaz Ahmed, who played the Nightcrawler in the new thing. So pretty cool. X-Men Rogue Cut. Now, Periscope featured a live video feed of director Bryan Singer direct from the set of X-Men Apocalypse in Montreal, where he revealed a still meal set that will feature early on in his story with Eric Lesnar Magneto, who's played by Michael Fassbender. He also announced that the 20th Century Fox Home Entertainment will release the Rogue Cut of X-Men Days of Futures Past on Blu Ray, DVD, and digital HD this July 14th with 17 minutes of previous footage, including a subplot involving Anna Paquin's Rogue. So what this is this is pretty much a director's cut of X-Men Days of Futures Past. Anna Paquin's character Rogue got cut out other than a brief cameo appearance in the movie release. And Bryan Singer, who directed the movie, claimed it was for timing and editing purposes that he had to put it out, but take her character out. But for the X-Men Rogue Cut coming out, her scenes are going to be put back into the movie, which I'd hope so, because I tell you, it's not that Anna Paquin has been disappointing as a rogue in the X-Men. It's just her character has been kind of a disappointment. She's supposed to be like a major character. At least she was in the comics and the cartoon series, but in the movies, her character is really just not been focused on a whole lot too much. A lot more in like the first movie and then like in the second movie, but you know, it just seemed like her character was kind of weak when it came to the whole series. So it'd be nice to see her as an older lady now. Not that she's old by any stretch of the means, but having Anna Paquin coming back and playing her character and see what role she did take in helping out with X-Men battle the what are those things that I forgot, those robots that come attack them or anything like that. You know, for a comic book geek, you think I'd get all this. So I'm sure I'll figure it out later when I'm in the middle of talking to you about another article. Anyways, moving on here. More news from the Lucasfilm archive here, the Lucasfilm arena. A new Indiana Jones is talking about being in the work. Vanity Fair had a chance to speak with the president of Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy. And they were pretty much talking about Star Wars, but the topic brought up about bringing back Indiana Jones. Well, when Disney did buy out Lucasfilm, the Indiana Jones and Willow and a couple other franchises were included with the buyout. So now Disney owns the rights to Indiana Jones. But Kennedy was the executive producer on all 4 of the director Steven Spielberg's films of Indiana Jones. So she's the president of Lucasfilm now, but she was one of the producers of those movies. So she's been around George Lucas and Steven Spielberg for a long time. I didn't know much about her, but when I heard she was becoming president of Lucasfilms, I started digging around and looking up things, and then I noticed, like, on a poster I had of Indiana Jones, her name was on there. So she's, definitely passionate about the movie franchises that's under her wing right now. But it's been rumored for months that Chris Pratt might actually play Indiana Jones, and someone did a little Photoshop of him in the fedora and the Indiana Jones outfit. I can see it doing. He recently denied that he's been approached for that, but all this is just speculation right now. All I can tell you is that, yes, Indiana Jones will be coming back. Whether it's going to be Harrison Ford, Chris Pratt, or somebody else, who knows? But they got a lot on their plate right now, and I'm looking forward to it. Star Wars, Captain Phasma. It looks like the Vanity Fair photo dump has gotten ahead of itself, as a franchise fan site, Star Wars Universe, has posted a new Annie Leibovitz photo from a June issue featuring Game of Thrones star Gwendolyn Christie's character on the set of Star Wars: The Force Awakens. So Gwendolyn Christie plays Breen of Tarth. She's the big blonde female who plays the knight in a Game of Thrones, those of you who are familiar with it. Well, she's playing Captain Phasma, and she is a chrome color, I guess if we can call it, or a chrome armor stormtrooper in the next new Star Wars. So that explains who that is if you've seen the trailers. So that's pretty cool. Little update here on Captain America 3. Age of Ultron Avengers is doing really good at the box office right now. So filming has already started for the next Captain America called Civil War, and Ant-Man is actually involved in the movie as well. Even though his movie hasn't come out yet, Paul Rudd's character playing Ant-Man, he's already been spotted on the set. But just by the title of the film alone, Captain America Civil War is going to be a major film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It finishes up with the Captain America trilogy, and it sees Joe and Anthony Russo returning to direct following Captain America: The Winter Soldier. The pair will then move on to helm 2 parts of the Avengers: Infinity War. So, is one film going to set up the others? According to Chris Evans, that's pretty much the case. Captain America Civil War is a jump-off into Avengers: The Infinity Wars, he confirmed to MTV. Civil War is going to be the setup for a real battle. So, yeah, there's a lot of people and a lot of stuff happening in Captain America 3. So even though the Avengers are still out in the theater right now, there's still plans on having another Captain America movie, which we'll get a year from now, 2 more Avenger movies, and then 1 more Thor. So hold on to your tights. I know they're not wearing tights anymore, but we're definitely going to have a lot more in that storyline happening. On top of Captain America, we're already expecting appearances from Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, who's supposed to be playing a sizable role in the movie. Black Panther, a new Marvel character being introduced in the movie universe, who's also going to have his own spin-off movie here soon. He's been played by the actor who played the Jackie Robinson 42. I don't know his name yet. Black Widow is back, Scarlett Johansson, and possibly the new Spider-Man. Yeah, Andrew Garfield, sadly, is no longer Spider-Man. They're bringing in that character from Ender's Game, Asa something. I don't know his full name yet, but he's like a 16, 17-year-old kid. Rumored that Spider-Man will also make a debut in this universe. But Captain America Civil War pretty much picks up where Avengers Age of Ultron left off, as Steve Rogers leads a new team of Avengers into their continued efforts to safeguard humanity. Another international incident involving the Avengers results in the collateral damage political pressure mounts to install a system of accountability and a governing body to determine where to enlist the services of the team. The new status quo fractures the Avengers while they try to protect the world from a new and nefarious villain. But there's supposed to be 16 characters in this movie. I am not going to read off all of them other than who is being added. So like Paul Rudd is going to be coming in as Ant-Man. Black Panther, made by Chadwick Boseman. There you go. There's the guy from Jackie Robinson 42. Emily Van Camp, who played Sharon Carter, is showing up as Agent 13. That's interesting. And Frank Grillo is back as Brock Rumlow, and he was in Captain America Winter Soldier. He was the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent who was also a Hydra agent. And William Hurt is coming back as General Thaddeus, as Thunderbolt Ross. So that's cool. You haven't seen him since the Hulk movies. And Martin Freeman is rumored to be playing Everett K. Ross, whoever the heck that is. But pretty much all the Avengers are coming back for this movie, with the exception of Thor and Hulk, even though Mark Ruffalo recently said you might see Hulk in the next Captain America. So they might as well call Captain America Civil War Avengers 3, but no, they're going to make it a Captain America movie so they can just finish out the trilogy. Star Wars picks from Vanity Fair. Check out the link below for that. There is pictures from the set. It's pictures of the cast. Looks pretty cool. A little bit of mix of the in and the old. And the new Vacation trailer is out. Now, no, this is not a reboot. If you're a fan of Chevy Chase Vacation, from the 80s and 90s, they made 4 of them, I believe. The first 3 are the only ones that are worth a crap. Vegas was terrible. And then they made spin-offs with Uncle Eddie and Christmas Vacation 2, which was terrible. They say every now and then, watch a bad movie. It was terrible. Well, this is not a reboot. This is supposed to be about Rusty Griswold taking his family across the country to go to Wally World. So returning to its roots, cross-country vacation, going to repeat the vacation he did as a kid. Chevy Chase and Beverly Angelo are going to cameo in it, but the focus is not going to be on that. It's going to be on Rusty Griswold and his family. Super. So that's it for movie news. Holy crap, that was a lot of them. Oh, by the way, that Vacation trailer is rated R. So there's the disclaimer right there. If you got any kids around, probably not a good idea to watch it. It even shows up in red. When you see a trailer show up in red, it's a rated R trailer. Supergirl is green lit. Supergirl is ready to soar on Wednesday night as CBS made an early order on the show for the upcoming 2015-2016 season. The drama starring Melissa Benoist is 26 years old, as the title character was the network's first new series picked up for the season, according to an article by Variety. Supergirl follows Superman's cousin Kara Zor-El, who was sent from Krypton before his destruction at the age 12. And a first look, it's like an 8-minute extended trailer. I have a link for you on that. It starts out a little campy. I'd have to admit to that. I almost thought like it was a fan-made film, but it grew on me. And they're not trying to have it be such a serious show. Not to be too stupid either. There's kind of like that fine line you got to be careful of. But I liked it. Check it out if you want to see what Supergirl is supposed to look up. Plus, she's pretty cute. Skull Island: Reign of Kong is going to be a new attraction at Universal Islands of Adventure, and Universal did have a King Kong a ride back in the day, but they replaced it with the Mummy because it just was kind of a corny ride. I mean, the King Kong actual puppet, the big animatronic, like supposed to be life size, was pretty cool, but the rest of the ride was pretty flat. But it's supposed to be like a safari type of ride, so it's going to be based on the newer movie that Peter Jackson did several years ago, like the remake of Kong, where they're actually at the island. It's supposed to be right next to like Jurassic Park, so it involves dinosaurs and other big creatures and mystery. Don't know much more about that, but the ride is coming along. When I did take my nieces a couple weeks ago to Universal Studios, I can see how they're trying to get that thing finished up for this summer. If you're a fan of the X-Files, guess what? That is returning on January 24th. Yep, Fox ordered a 6-part series, and Mulder and Scully are back. David Duchovny, Gillian Anderson are reprising their role as Mulder and Scully. If you have Netflix, you can marathon the show. Get back to it. It's supposed to pretty much pick up where the second movie left off so much time years later. And why are New York bagels the best? We've talked so much about TV and movie news. This is like the only one of those pop culture things I really got to throw in there. Why are New York bagels the best? Well, I'll tell you, hands down, they are one of the best bagels I've ever had in my life. I went to New York City several times, came back here, and it's like, boy, that is not the same thing. Well, pop culture will tell you it's the water. You always heard about, local pizza shops and bagel shops. They ship the water down there. That does have a little bit to do with it, but not a whole lot according to this link I have on YouTube that I found. They actually do a scientific breakdown of why New York bagels taste so good. And it really is the dough, how they make the dough, how they process the dough, and how they end up ultimately cooking the dough into your bagel. So check out the link below on that. It's pretty cool. Helped explain a lot. Like I said, the whole water thing is somewhat of a myth. If you do the process that's showed in the video, you're pretty much guaranteed a pretty cool bagel. All right, so let's move into some headlines in Florida Files. Actor who portrays Father Gabriel on Walking Dead arrested for DUI speeding pot. Father Gabriel surviving the long-in zombie apocalypse. Star Wars: A Force Awakens gets their own Vanity Fair cover and a desperately needed shot of publicity for this struggling indie film. Yeah, right. After a blood of bad publicity, Comcast is taking the only logical step, forcing its customers to sign non-disclosure agreements. This is after some customer service agents were pretty harsh on letting people cancel their policies. 24,000 Americans were injured on treadmills last year, mostly from trying to move them out of the way of their pantry closet. Man caught using foreskin to smuggle heroin. Police say they were acting on a tip. Ugh. That's so bad. Gross, too. It's pretty desperate. Some of these headlines. California's Mother of the Year candidate arrested after their 3-year-old fails to provide cover fire. Nice. Why do people keep trying to open plane doors on flights to China? One theory, they're going out for a smoke. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be, you don't want to be rude. You just go out on the wing, have a smoke, come back in, 550 miles an hour, no problem. They got handles out there. You just hold on pretty tight. From England, children as young as 10 are smoking cigarettes, consuming energy drinks to prep for exam, which works, especially when it makes them sick enough to miss school on test day. Science to develop a technique to read serial numbers that have been filed off guns. Apparently, it's the same principle that allows them to figure out that Joan Rivers had 348 plastic surgeries. Hugh Jackman joins the 1,000-pound club by doing a 355-pound squat, a 235-pound bench press, and a 400-pound deadlift, not including his big brass balls. Study finds gay, bisexual teens more likely to get pregnant than straight peers. What? Gay and bisexual people will get more pregnant than straight people? Unless there's some scientific breakthrough, how does that happen? Okay. Hey, can you tag team here? You want to join in? That's the only thing I can think of. Oh, boy. Taylor Swift gets one reward for each song she written about a horrible lover. That was at the billboards last week. Art Garfunkel says he only befriended Paul Simon because of Simon's height and that he never realized he was going to start a career with a monster with the mother of all Napoleon complex. So it sounds like Art Garfunkel is a little bitter that Paul Simon's career took off and you never really heard from him afterwards. Olsen twins say no to the new Full House series. How rude. Nope, they're not coming back for the reboot I told you about, I think, on the last show. And man, who could have imagined that Chris Brown would be a deadbeat dad? Yes, his ex-wife, ex-mistress, whoever she is suing him because he's not paying the $2,500 a month. For someone as rich as Chris Brown, he can't afford $2,500 a month, so now she's going to go after him for more. Good for her. These are your kids, Chris. Come on. Florida Files. In an unexpected twist, couple found guilty of having sex on the beach are people you wouldn't mind actually watching having sex on the beach, but they have to be now registered as sex offenders. City commissioner sends angry tweet to firefighters for making a grocery run while they were working. Apparently, this commissioner fails to realize that firemen are always on the clock. Idiot. Parents bribe teen daughters to do homework and chores. Of course, with cocaine and weed, only in Florida, right? And the first thing you say when you walk into a courtroom and address a judge should probably not be, "How are you doing, a-hole?" That'll go and wrap it up for news items, pop culture, and headlines. Health news. Continuing our series of the benefit of coconut oil, and we're going to continue with numbers 11 through 19 now. So giving you, 9? Does I count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9. I can't even do basic arithmetic. That's so bad. But yeah, just continue on. I've done these in the last couple shows just to tell you how great coconut oil is. And here's some of the stuff, or more of the stuff, you can use using coconut oil. So for dandruff, coconut oil soaks into the scalp, moisturizing dry skin and relieves symptoms of dandruff. It also helps to control oil secretion from the scalp, another leading cause of dandruff. Deodorant. Coconut oil alone can be used as deodorant, but even more effective if combination with cornstarch, arrowroot powder, and baking soda. Diaper Salve, very comforting on a rashy bum with no harsh chemicals. Also safe for closed diapers. Yeah, I've put it like on a scratch one time. I had like a bug bite or something. Rubbed a little coconut oil. It was great. Exfoliator. Coconut oil mixed with sugar or sea salt is very nourishing and effective exfoliator and safe to use all over the body. Eye cream. Apply under the eyes to reduce puffiness, bags, and wrinkles. Use on the lids in the evening. Face wash and soap. Mix equal parts of coconut oil with olive oil, almond oil, avocado oil, and castor oil, and use in place of soap when washing your face. Wet face, rub oil, and leave on for 2 minutes. Rinse and pat dry. 1 teaspoon should be adequate. Hair conditioner and deep treatment. Use as and leave in hair conditioner by applying a teaspoon of coconut oil to your hands and then running your fingers through the hair to distribute the rest. For a deeper treatment, rub in a tablespoon of coconut oil on your dry scalp and gently work through the ends. Puts a shower cap on to prevent transfer onto the bed linens and leave on overnight. Hair gel and defrizzer. Rub a little between your palms and either scrunch into a hair for curly hair or finger comb in through for scalp to ends for wavy straight hair. And last one for healing. I said this earlier, but kind of when applied to scrapes and cuts, coconut oil forms a thin chemical layer which protects the wounds from the outside dust, bacteria, and virus. Coconut oil also speeds up the healing process of bruises by repairing damaging tissues. Plus, its smell is a heck of a lot better than use of anything from the pharmacy. Oh, I did have 20 on here, and this is for intimacy. Lubricant. It's all natural, perfectly safe lubricant, and but it's not compatible with latex. So those are the next top benefits of using a coconut oil. Tech news. All right, the Tesla 3. Tesla 3 is the next car coming out by Elon Musk's PayPal founder, and it's going to have a March 2016 reveal, so a little less than a year away, and it's going to be the first $35,000 of model of the all-electric car. Now, I've told you in the past on one of my shows about what an amazing driving experience the Tesla was, and now it's coming down in price, and it's going to be a little more affordable. Hopefully, this model takes off, and it'll just drive prices down even more with the gigabit factory being made and all that good stuff. And I think the last show I even talked about that Tesla Energy battery pack you can put in your house. So anyways, look for a $35,000 model to come out next year by Tesla 3. 6 terabyte SSD. So if you need a whole lot of storage, but like your laptop's performance super fast, SSD card, this may be what you're looking for. It has 6 terabytes of storage, and this is the world's largest capacity 2.5-inch SSD for now. And all an SSD stands for is solid state drive. Your typical hard drive works like a record player, where not a needle, but a read-write device has to go over the platters to find your data, read the data, write the data, you name it. With SSD, it's all electrons. It's near instantaneous. So like booting up computers take 5 seconds, and grabbing files, not a problem. They're becoming pretty standard in laptops now, and even some computers have them. My laptop here has an SSD for a starter drive, and then I have a traditional hard drive as a secondary drive. Well, Fixstar's SSD just measures 9.5 millimeters in thickness, pretty small there, and offers read speeds of 540 megabytes a second, and write speeds up to 520 megabytes per second. So pretty 50-50 there when it comes to the read and write. Larger capacity SSDs are available, but not in this form factors. Prices aren't available yet, but given that a 1 terabyte version costs $1,000, expects to dig deep into your wallet if you're going to get a 6 terabyte SSD. Ultra HD Blu Ray. So just when you're just getting settled into Blu Ray, time to throw out your Blu Ray disc and your DVDs if you're still holding on to them now. A new standard has finally been set that is going to support ultra high definition Blu Ray players coming out this year. So new discs are coming out that's going to support the 4K/Ultra HD. Both of those terms are used interchangeably now. 4K seems to be the more popular one right now, but you'll also hear UHD or Ultra HD, and those are finally, like I said, a standard has been made. So now they're going to actually start printing disc and making a new player that supports the new 4K standard. So damn it, look, I got to do it all over again. But I tell you what, my movie capacity, or not a movie capacity, my movie purchasing has gone down big time because you can just stream stuff off of Netflix. I mean, I looked through my library and I was like, a lot of this stuff I could have skipped on buying. But you know what? Back at the time, if you wanted to watch the movie on demand, that was your on demand, actually having a media for it. So I'm sure a few of my discs, my must-have movies like Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, I'll replace that on Ultra HD Blu Ray, but I'm not replacing my whole library. Expect it to all be backwards compatible, too. I still get asked that by a couple people. Are Blu Ray players backwards compatible with DVDs? Absolutely. If you still have CDs, I still do too. You can play a CD in your Blu Ray player. The laser picks up all of them, which is pretty cool. Backwards compatibility, so you don't have to throw nothing out right now. And talking about more 4K content, since we just covered Ultra HD Blu Ray, at CES, the Long Brewing Alliance of Push Hollywood Movies, you can legally download, store, and play across different devices finally surface, and now the system has a brand new name. It's called Vidity. As they learned back in January, this is doing of a secure content storage association, a team out behind movie studios like Fox and Warner Brothers, and storage manufacturers Western Digital and SanDisk to create a system where users can download movies at the highest possible quality, like 4K, Ultra HD, and HDR, all same stuff pretty much. Samsung was the first to announce Ultra HD TVs with the MGO app, which will use a spec, but other big names like Vudu, Kaleidoscape, LG, Universal, Comcast, and Sprint are all on board too. So far, 4K movies have generally been all about streaming, like Netflix and Amazon Prime, but now between Ultra HD Blu-ray and Vidity, there are also a couple of new options coming. Expect a 4K hardware refresh for those of you console owners like myself this fall for Xbox One and PS4. Likely not confirmed. Only reason is that right now, as I discovered earlier, when I talked to you in my opening recap session, that Xbox One and PS4 does not stream at 4K right now. So it might be just a software update or a small hardware refresh that allow that to happen natively. But don't expect the games to be in 4K, though. It's only going to be for video content. So a lot of happening out there in the entertainment industry right now.
Geek Talk.
Google University is the Geek Talk word of the week, and it is a social media phenomenon where a commenter attempts to demonstrate knowledge obtained by searching on Google. The person has no legitimate degree from an accredited institution, and said subject topic we used unverified and inaccurate resources from websites searched on search engines to prove their point on their topic being discussed. After reading a ridiculous comment from someone that posted a link, oh, look, someone got their degree from Google University. Because, you know, everything on the internet is true, so everything on the internet makes you smarter. Well, that'll go ahead and get us to the final part of the show. I picked a Rush song, of course, and this is called Dreamline. This is from their 1991 record, Roll the Bones. Now, I was hoping to hear Dreamline, but it didn't happen. They actually played the title of the album, the title of that record, Roll the Bone song, but I thought they'd come back later and play Dreamline, but they didn't. They play, like I said, for a 3-hour concert, give or less a couple minutes, they probably only played like maybe half of their hits. I mean, they just got so much music, it's just impossible to keep up. So I'm going to go ahead and get that queued up for you. And like I said, that'll go ahead and wrap this show up. Or like I said, like I'm saying now, it's wrapping this week's show up. So if you have any comments, suggestions, feedback, please send me an email at akabonaradio@gmail.com. I have that link for you on my website. And like I said, we are on YouTube now. Are they immediately available once I put it on the notification out on Facebook and Twitter? No, but if you like YouTube, if you like playing off of YouTube, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, so you don't even have to wait to scatter my news feed on when a new podcast is coming out. I'm trying to work something out still with iTunes, but that still hasn't happened yet. So to way to automatically find out there is a new show available, just subscribe to my YouTube channel, and there's a link below for you on that. It's all on my webpage, Akebono Radio, so it's like YouTube/Akebono Radio, something like that. And like I said, my email, akebonoradio@gmail.com. So you all have a great week. Let's remember our troops this 3-day weekend that we're enjoying so much. And you all have a great and blessed week. And we will talk to you later. Take care.
He's got a roadmap of Jupiter, radar fix on the stars, all along the highway. She's got a liquid crystal compass, a picture book of the rivers under the Sahara. They travel in the time of the prophets, on the desert highway, straight to the heart of the sun. Like lovers and heroes, I'm the restless part of everyone. We're only at home and we're on the run. On the run. He's got a star map of Hollywood, a list of cheap motels all along the freeway. She's got a sister out in Vegas, promise of a decent job, far away from her hometown. They travel on the road to redemption, a highway out of yesterday that tomorrow will bring. Like lovers and heroes, birds in the last days of spring. We're only at home when we're on the wing. On the wing. We are young, wandering the face of the earth, wondering what our dreams might be worth, learning that we're only immortal for a limited time. We are young, wandering the face of the earth, wondering what our dreams might be worth, learning that we're only immortal for a limited time. Time is a gypsy caravan, steals away in the night to leave you stranded in dreamland. Distance is a long-range filter, memory a flickering light left behind in the heartland. We travel in the dark of the new moon, a starry highway traced on the map of the sky. Like lovers and heroes, lonely as the eagles cry. We're only at home when we're on the fly. On the fly. We are young, wandering the face of the earth, wondering what our dreams might be worth, learning that we're only immortal for a limited time. We are young, wandering the face of the earth, wondering what our dreams might be worth, learning that we're only immortal for a limited time. When we are young, wandering the face of the earth, wondering what our dreams might be worth, learning that we're only immortal for a limited time. We travel on the road to adventure, on the desert highway straight to the heart of the sun. Like lovers and heroes, and the restless part